Coach, the 18th head coach in this storied franchise, 8 championships, 4 Super Bowls. Talk about sort of the honor of being named the head coach of the Giants.
Well, I'm honored and privileged to be the head coach. I know what comes with that. When I walked in yesterday past the 4 Super Bowl trophies, you see the names Bill Parcells and Tom Coughlin. There's a responsibility that goes with that, and so we're going to do what we can to get back to that.
Obviously, you were a head coach in the NFL before.
Sure.
This is your second opportunity. When you met with the Giants, obviously there was a lot of things that they liked about you as a candidate.
Right.
What did you like about this organization where it was felt like a good fit for you?
Well, when we started talking, obviously Dave and Kevin Abrams and John Mara, I think we had a connection in terms of the roster, and I thought Dave and I kind of connected with it's important to build the offensive line, and then we started to talk about how we do business, how the Giants do business, and what I believe philosophically it seemed to be a match.
People say, well, he comes from a West Coast background. But you've had a lot of different influences, whether it was Chip Kelly or Norv Turner, who was in Minnesota. What are some of the things that you've taken over the years, and how would you sort of describe what you do offensively?
Well, you're right. I mean, early in my career, I was certainly most impressed by defensive coaches. My uncle, when I went to Philadelphia, Jim Johnson, my college coach, George Perlis, and then most recently, Mike Zimmer. So I understand how important it is to run the football, and how you have to do it for not only for your offense but for your team. And then my West Coast background, it was like graduate school quarterback stuff when I was with Andy the first time. And so I understood then how important it was to have the quarterback trained the right way. And then you go off on your own and you do things and you pick up ideas and you work with guys. And then most recently, or really not, second most recently, I was in Philadelphia with Chip. So how to play with tempo, and how that strategically can help your offense. And then when I went to Minnesota with Norv the first year, kind of the 3-digit type system. And so I'd like to think that I've taken the best of all that information and sort of made it my own. We really become a combination of what we believe and what we've experienced. And in my career, I've experienced a lot of really, really good things that hopefully we can bring here and be great.
In your mind's eye, what do you want a New York Giant football player to look like and be like?
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. I want to first bring in 90 guys that love to play football. Now, certainly they'll have the height, weight, and speed that we're looking for by position, but we need to find guys that love to play the game. This is the greatest game in the world, and to be able to play it is a privilege, and it's a double privilege to do it here with the Giants. And then we'll whittle it down to the best 53. So I want tough, competitive guys that are smart, that aren't slow blinkers. They're going to make a decision and go after it. And if you're a blocker, be a good blocker. If you're a receiver, catch the ball. If you're on defense, defeat the block, chase the ball, tackle the ball carrier. And, we're going to try to keep that part of it, keep it simple to some degree, but it starts by having guys on your roster that love to play the game.
I know you've never coached Eli Manning, but your son went to the Manning Passing Academy, so you had a chance this summer. When you look at Eli and what he's accomplished, how much good ball do you think he has left?
Oh, I think he's got good years left, and I've always admired the way he's played. I like his calm demeanor, quite frankly, and I'm looking forward to working with him. I saw him throw this summer in person, and he looked fit, and I walked away this summer saying he's going to have a terrific year. Now, we all know there's certain things that happen around the quarterback that contribute to some of the things that happened. But, no, I'm looking forward to working with Eli.
Millions of fans are watching on the Giants Facebook page, on Facebook Live.
Sure.
You know about the fan base. It's not only big here, it's big internationally and across the country. What do you say to the Giants fans that are anxious to get back to winning? There's been only one playoff appearance since the 2011 Super Bowl and coming off 3-13. But what's your message to the fan base?
Well, when you walk by the Super Bowl trophies, it's in this organization, and we just got to find it again. And it starts by putting the right coaching staff in place, getting the right 90 players that love to play the game, and then going out there and doing it and building the chemistry that we need to play winning football. That's where it starts. And then if we'll do that on a consistent basis, then we'll get back to the round of 12 and put ourselves in position to win it all again.
All right, we have some questions here from fans. Jeff wants to know, as new coach, what's the number one thing that you want to address first with this team?
I think what's important is talk to the players individually and collectively about the way we want to do business. They're all great players. They've all had success at many levels, but we want them to understand that we're going to do it the Giant way. And I think that just comes by having conversations and starting to develop relationships.
Tyler wants to know sort of your plan of attack on how you view the run game, because it's very important, obviously, to Giants fans, and I know it is to you, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it was a great example in Minnesota this past year. A year ago, we couldn't run the ball a lick. This year, we made a concerted effort with some guys up front that helped us do that, a couple really good running backs. And so we're going to run the ball. We're going to be a team that runs the football so that we can play action pass and be believable in those areas. And it's not only important for your offense, but it's important for your defense. And so we're going to make an effort to run the football.
All right, a final question from a fan, and you talked about the importance of offensive line play. When you look at the personnel, and Aramis asked this question, are you excited about the potential? Because you have Odell Beckham Jr., Sterling Shepard is a proven commodity, Evan Ingram is somebody that really blossomed as a rookie, and then a guy that you know in Rhett Ellison that's as good an all-around football player as you'll find.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about some of the pieces that we have in place. As you mentioned, I was with Rhett. If there's any player in this league that embodies what a good teammate should be, it's Rhett. So we have the perfect example on our roster already. So for the guys on the roster that weren't watching them, it's time to start watching them. And for the new guys that we bring in, that's your example. So, and to your point on the other players, we have a lot of really good football players. Now it's important we put together a really good team.
And obviously with a veteran quarterback, someone that understands the game and is almost like a coach to some of the younger guys, it's got to help you hit the ground running as far as just being able to spread the word of what you want.
No question. I think the quarterback is the extension of the coach. You know, when it's all said and done, when the game is over, they always ask the head coach and the quarterback what they think. And so it's important, and it comes back to communicate. It's important to be on the same page so that the message is consistent.
Coach, we appreciate you taking a couple minutes to join us on Facebook Live. Welcome
to
the New York Football Giants.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Pat Shurmur, the 18th head coach in the history of the New York Giants, joining us on Facebook Live.